Are you experiencing high turnover? Are you a small business or maybe even a large business and you constantly have to fill new roles every 1, 2, or 3 years? Then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to go over the 3 things you may be doing wrong that is causing your staff to leave, thus creating high turnover. Hi, I'm Moragne-Morris. I have owned my company now for 21 years. I also coach other women in the cleaning business space, and I also am a business consultant helping other businesses scale to 6 figures, high 6 figures, or $1 million. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about something we all go through, and that is high employee turnover. High employee turnover is when you have more than 40% of your staff leaving every 1, 2, or 3 years. The average person should be staying at your company around 5 to 7 years. Now, would this hold true if, let's say, you have an ice cream stand and you employ a lot of college kids? No, that's more seasonal work. So I'm not talking about seasonal companies. I'm talking about companies that operate year-round that are experiencing high turnover. The first thing I want to address is promoting your staff. I think one of the biggest problems that I see in companies time and time again is you have an employee who is really, really good at what they do. So naturally you want to promote them. So you promote them and they're still just killing it. So you promote them again. Usually they're getting promoted to manager, director, senior VP. But the problem could be that they're just not good managers. There are so many people who excel in their job. They excel in their zone of genius, whatever it is that they do, be it finance, maybe they're meticulous with records, they're great auditors, they know how to balance the budget, and they're so good that you then promote them director over a department. Now they have to manage people, but their people skills are terrible. They're really good at numbers, but now they're being promoted to manage people. Managing people is a talent. It is a leadership quality that needs to be developed over and over and over again, and you can never get too good at managing people. So one of the biggest problems that I see in businesses is putting people in management positions that are not good managers, that are not good with people, or that maybe are not organized enough to manage a team. Just because someone is really good at what they do, they may be your best employee that you have in the company, does not mean you need to promote them to director or manager over a group of people. Maybe another option for promoting someone that just excels in the business and is pretty much, helps you run the company is make them director over operations. So I have my dad is one of my employees. He would not be offended by me calling him an employee because when I started my company, I all but begged him to be my partner. I wanted to go in partnership with him. He said, I don't want nothing to do with talking to people. I just want to do my job and get out. He couldn't have been more right. My dad can be so rude at times, but I grew up with him. So his rudeness and his sarcasm doesn't bother me. It's how I was raised. It's like sarcasm is love in our house. He was sarcastic with an employee and they quit. He wasn't even her boss. So my dad is literally my best employee in my company. He does the most work. He does the best work. He is the most reliable, the most dependable. My company would fall apart if I didn't have him. And I'm going to be really sad when he retires, which he should have retired probably 10 years ago, but he still keeps working. Why do I say all that? I would never promote my dad to manager. My dad could run my company. I would never promote him to manager. My dad instead handles all the operational tasks in our company. We have a lot of operational tasks that need to get done, very nuanced, and he manages the tasks. He makes sure all the tasks are done, all the assignments are completed, that everything is done well. He does not manage people. As a matter of fact, there's not a single employee whose cell phone number I have given him. Why? Because I don't want him managing people. He goes to me to complain about the things, and I directly manage them. Now, I'm a small business, so I don't have a managing director, so to speak. That's actually something I enjoy doing. So that's not a role in my company that I want to give to someone else. I enjoy being the employee relations, the client relation person, the communication, and the face of my company. I enjoy that role. When I'm not doing that role, it's when I'm upset. When I have to go do little menial tasks, that's when I get grouchy. My zone of genius is employee relations. So I have my dad, one of the best, not managing people. So I say all that to say, when you have certain employees that are not good with people, stop promoting that. No, I won't say stop. You would be better served if you do not promote them to manage people. If you can think about the last employee that left, a lot of employees leave for more money, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do about that. A lot of employees leave for better opportunity. There's nothing you can do about that. But when they're leaving because of their manager, which I guarantee you is at least 30 to 40% of the reason your staff leaves is they do not like their manager, then you have a problem. So what is the solution to that? I believe problem number 2, the mistake, if you are not doing, this is going to be a huge problem in your company. If you are really good at being hands-off in your company and you delegate certain tasks to people, you have to stay on top of your managers. You have to monitor how they interact with staff. You have to monitor how they manage people. Are they putting too much work on them that's not realistic? And then are they criticizing them if the work's done sloppy? You have to keep a handle on your managers and their personal development. It is not fair to put someone in a position because they are good at what they do, then assuming that they will be great at managing people. You have to give them lots of leadership training, lots of hands-on, one-on-one. Maybe you could do role-playing conversations, and check in with your employees. Your lower line employees, your employees who are the front line of your business, they will keep it 100 with you if they feel that it's a safe space, that they can tell you the truth and tell you ways that people can do better. You do not want your front line people stressed out and upset because of a manager they have to deal with when they are trying to execute their work at their highest level. Imagine when you see these videos of people in boot camp and they're, crawling underneath these little hurdles, going through the mud, and they got someone screaming in their ear. Most people can't work like that. If that's how your staff feels, they have a manager that kind of belittles them, pressures them a lot. Like, it's not easy to get through the day. It's not easy to put your best effort forth. You don't want your frontline staff having to worry about the emotional stability or the pressure of how their manager is going to be treating them. That is not something they should be worrying about. So the first thing you need to be careful of is promoting staff into roles that they are not qualified for. There are other ways to promote them with raises, have them have them be in charge of tasks instead of people. The second way is promoting managers and not constantly developing their leadership skills, not overseeing how they talk to staff, not overseeing how they manage the people that they're working with. The third problem that you could be doing is when you have a role that you need filled, you fill the role instead of the position. What the heck do I mean by that? Each role has a set of assignments. So let's say you had John, and John was in charge of your creative, all things creative for the company. So let's say he's in charge of the website, all the marketing material, the newsletters, distribution, getting leads for your company, like all things to do with marketing and communication. And now he leaves, okay? You have someone else in the company who actually is really good at designing websites, and you've seen their design before, and you've also seen them do a presentation. They put a presentation together for your company, and you think, oh my goodness, they'll be really good in this spot. You move them over. But what you fail to realize is that though that person may be good at website design and that person may be good at spreadsheets and proposals, they're not good at capturing leads. They're not actually good at marketing. So what you've done is you put someone into a role that they are not fully good at. They're good at maybe 2 or 3 of the things, but not all of them. The same goes when you hire and outsource to fill that position. You're looking for someone to fill what John did, but what you're actually subconsciously doing, and you don't realize it, is you're looking for John. You're looking for John part 2, but John part 2 may not exist anywhere. So instead of looking for John, look to fill that position. What I always do when I have a position that empties is I write all the tasks down and I split them up. Sometimes I will take one little task that the previous person used to do and assign it to someone else. I'm always playing musical assignments. I think when you take tasks and assignments and assign them instead of roles to fill, you have much more, you give your staff more autonomy to be able to do the things that they're really, really good at. If you're beating your head against the wall because you have this person and they're just not fulfilling and doing what you need them to do, and you feel like you have to micromanage them, you may need to terminate them, or you may need to restructure the roles that are done within your company. Sometimes you have to take positions that a certain candidate did. We'll go back and use the example of John. You may need to take 1 or 2 things away that John did. What if you gave 2 of those responsibilities that John did to the girl that was really good at website design and marketing? Website design and proposals. Now you have a position, you may get a candidate that is really, really good at marketing. They're really good at capturing leads. And you know that in order for your business to thrive, you need more leads in. But you don't really love her design skill. But that's okay. Now you have this other person in your company who is able to do design. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of times you need to think outside the box. You need to think outside of the roles that people are doing and reassign tasks. Like I said, in my company, my people know this is where you are for right now. It may change. And they don't mind that because it keeps them from getting bored and it keeps them doing what they do best. I try to assign a few people to an area and pull all of their strengths instead of assigning one person to an area and expecting them to have all 5 strengths. My staff don't mind being changed around and their roles changing because they are doing what they do best. And when your staff is able to do what they do best, they flourish. They feel a sense of belonging. They feel a sense of accomplishment. But if you have staff in roles where, they're really good at this one part of the job, but at this part of the job, they're just like beating their head against the wall, they're going to get frustrated. And then you have a manager that doesn't know how to talk to people, ripping down at them. Turnover. There was a recent study done that said that right now, 70% of people want to stay at their job. They do not want to job hop anymore. This was a post-COVID survey. Before COVID, during COVID, people were job hopping. Right now, people want to stay put. What I implore you to do is make it so that your people never want to leave. I have staff that stay with me between 5 and 10 years. I have 4 staffers. My dad's not included because my dad didn't start with me. I have 4 staffers that have been with me for 21 years. And I don't own a company that's glamorous. Like, it's the exact opposite of glamour. So it's not glamour. It's the way that, not to toot my own horn, but the way that I have been able to allow them to flourish in what they are good at that keeps them staying with me. They feel a sense of job security. They have managers over them, me, who handles the employee relations, and they're treated with respect and dignity. I actually had an employee just text me 3 weeks ago, and she said, "You're just the best person I've ever worked for. I've never been treated with so much respect, and I feel like you care about me more than you actually care about your company." I mean, that was like the best compliment I could ever get, because I care about my company, y'all. Like, I need my company. But for her to think I care about her more than I do my company, that's how you want your staff to feel. That's how you get your staff to stay. I'll do another video on that for later time, but just to recap, those are the 3 things that you could be doing wrong that is keeping you from having your employees stay with you and is actually causing high turnover. And turnover costs you way, way more. So you really want to eliminate your turnover, and you want to keep staff that really have your back. There's something about loyalty. Loyalty doesn't come in one day. Loyalty comes from years and years of you treating your staff with respect. When you treat your staff with respect, they naturally become loyal to you. When they become loyal to you, they start to treat your company like it's their baby. I have seen it time and time again, and I know that this works. If you need help handling your high turnover, I have a coaching program called Smooth Scaling. You can find the link in the bio, and you can click through there. I also have a free assessment that I would love for you to take. It just helps you assess where your company may be, the areas that you're really strong at, and some of the areas that you need help with. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful to you. I would love to know your thoughts, and if there's anything else you would like me to talk about, drop a comment below. Of course, please like, and I would love for you to subscribe. Until then, see you next time.